Hi there, it is Bobby Joe with Skyline Properties, and I wanted just to tell you guys a quick little story as a good reference about how when you work with me, I got you. Most of my clients become my friends, and I personally just really care for them. I recently had a client that came to me from out of state, was a referral from another agent, and when they came here, they had an offer on their home already in the state they're moving from. So when we filled an offer, it was only contingent on it closing, not contingent on it getting actually an offer. So we found a home, they fell in love with it. The week of closing for us, that we found out that their other house, they just needed one more week extension. And at that point, my buyer was doing a short-term rental here. So we asked the sellers, we're going to close in one more week. Is it possible for us to just rent the house for 1 week? And the seller said, sure, no problem. Well, once we got into the property, the seller's home in the other state fell apart. We needed to ask the seller here if we could have an extension on a rental. And they decided at first, no, it's not going to work for us. In that scenario, my client was going to have to be out of that house in 2 days. And we were scrambling. So, of course, my first avenue was to negotiate and to plead for them to get an extension on the rental. I'm a person who needs to have a plan B and a plan C. My client was looking for rentals, like getting an apartment. He was thinking, okay, well, we'll just look for an apartment and rent for 3 to 4 months until we can find another house. Well, unbeknownst to them, most rental places around here, including apartments, require you to have your income to be 3 times the amount of the rent. And he has a house still on his credit. So with his mortgage he had in a different state, he did not make more than 3 times the rent to have both of the properties. So he was denied our rentals. So we were looking at other options, feeling a little bit desperate. And at this time, my husband and I are thinking, together, like, well, what are we going to do to help these people? So we were prepared personally to help them find somewhere to rent or navigate that process with them. We're personally ready, to drop what we're doing to go help them pack up their pod, because their pod was delivered and they unpacked and moved into the home they were planning on buying. But fortunately for right now, we were able to extend the rental contract, and we told the seller's agent, we were saying, yes, we can be out of there, by Tuesday, but we'll be out by Tuesday and get our earnest money back, or you can choose to rent to us. We'll cover your mortgage and rent to us for the next 4 months and give us time to resell the house down in the other state. And thankfully they took that idea and they extended the rental for now, but we're still trying to think and come up with that plan B. I just want to make sure that we're taking care of them. And I can't imagine being in that stressful of a situation, being here out of state. You don't know a single person here. It's just your wife and your small child, and you're trying to navigate that with a new job. My heart goes out to them. And when you work with me, I got you. Like, it's not your problem, it's our problem, and we're going to solve it together.